Nocqua Stick and Glow nav lights. It's hot.
You prep the surface and then peel back the tape and apply the lights.
No going back now. Shoo, that looks good to me.
What's up, everybody? I'm at the warehouse. Just picked up the Bonafide XTR 130, and in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and install Nocqua Adventure Gear's brand new Stick and Glow nav lighting. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, let's check out what's included when you purchase the Nocqua Stick and Glow nav lights. If you want to check out the Nocqua specific installation video, you can actually check it out in the top corner here. You can click on that link that we place on this video. All right, so here's the box. Nocqua Stick and Glow lights, waterproof, nav in white mode, 12 volt LED technology. On the back, you've got your specs. So inside, you've got your product supplement booklet. This has all your instructions, all the information about the product. So there is the nav switch plus Y connector. This switch is designed specifically for the nav Stick and Glow light kit. And then you've got your 2 packs of strip light. Inside each pack are alcohol prep pads as well to clean the surface before you apply them, and then some extra Velcro rigging straps as well. You also receive inside some additional adhesive for any repairs should you ever need to repair them, wire management clips as well to help with the routing, and then Nocqua sticker. All right, so the first step in installing the Nocqua Stick and Glow nav light kit is when you open up the packaging, you'll notice that each light strip is Velcroed together. And when you take the Velcro off, you'll notice there is a tremendous amount of curl memory in these light strips. So before even attempting to try to place them onto your watercraft or any surface that you intend to place them onto, you have to get this curl memory out of the lights. If you don't do that, you'll experience peel back on them in a severe way. So again, you've got to take the curl memory out of them so they look something like this on their own, or something close to like this on their own. And so in order to do that, you're going to need a heat gun or a hair dryer would work as well. So that's the first step. I'm going to take these lights, plug in the hot air gun, and show you guys how I recommend heating up the light strips to take the curl memory out of them. Go ahead and do the heat gun right here. I'm just placing a piece of wood on top of my kayak so that when I use the hot air gun, it doesn't do any damage to the kayak. I wanted to show you this really quickly. I've gone ahead and actually completed the process on one of the light strips already. And this is what you're after right here. This is a good example of how to take the curl memory out. This is what it should look like in the end. You're always going to have this little bit of curl here. You're just not going to get that out. We've tried several other methods after heat, such as placing something heavy on top of the light for a duration of time, and you're still going to have this little bit of curl. But this is as good as it gets. This is much better than what I'm about to show you outside of that package. And prior to installing, this is what you need to accomplish first. So let's compare this one to the one I just completed. So you can see the difference here. This has had heat applied to it. This is straight out of the bag. So you definitely want to apply heat to them just for the longevity of the product and so that you have a good experience with them. Right, so I'm using a low heat setting, and what I like to do is just evenly apply heat to it, just like I'm showing you in this video, until the curl memory works itself out. It's difficult to say how long this process should take, just not knowing what type of hot air gun you may be using, or even blow dryer for that matter. So just be patient, it will work itself out. As you can see, it's already starting to. Keep the heat moving evenly. Don't keep the air gun in one spot for long. It's hot. All right, so let's compare it to the one that I had done earlier, and that's pretty close to about the same. And I would say that applying heat to both of these has been done successfully. All right, so step 1 is done, guys. Now it's time to prep the surface for installation. So you've taken the curl memory out of the strip lights, and the next step is to prep the surface for where you want to install the lights. But actually, before you even prep the surface, one piece of advice I would give is
think through where you want to route the lights and how do you want to route the wires associated to the lights. So I've thought about it, and on the XTR, I'm going to place the lights in this approximate area. I'm going to route the wires through the deck scupper hole here, and then I'm going to lay some weather stripping up top and hide the wires underneath there. And then I'm going to put the rest of the wires inside of the hole through the power link plate up on the bow of the XTR. And of course, I'll show you all of that. But that's one big piece of advice, is think through where you want to place the lights before you prep the surface, and then peel back the tape and apply the lights, because you really only have one shot at it. So let's go ahead and start to prep this surface here. Now, inside of the kit, there are 8 alcohol prep pads that are included. So I'm going to use 4 of the alcohol prep pads on this surface here. I'm going to be really thorough about that and use all 4 on this side and the other 4 on that side. So let's go ahead and show you that now. All right, guys, so I've used all 4 of the alcohol prep pads on the starboard side of the bow, and I'm just gonna let it dry. There's a sheen on it still, and we'll pick it up on the next part. All right, so the surface is prepped. We're ready to install the Nocqua Stick and Glow strip light. For this step, I highly recommend a pair of gloves, so that when you are detaching the red backing off of the strip light adhesive, you're not exposing or touching any of that sticky side with the natural oils or whatever gunk is on your fingers. That will affect how well it sticks. So again, use gloves. And another tip I like to give is,
that's a knife.
Use a knife to just get the red backing off of the adhesive. You definitely don't want to be doing this just with your fingers without gloves on. I wouldn't even do it with gloves. Again, you just don't want to touch that adhesive. There we go. Perfect. No going back now. All right. That went on really well. So the 3M VHB adhesive that's on the back of these lights works best when you apply a lot of pressure into where you are installing it. And so I would, with your fingers and thumbs, just like you see on the video, press pretty firmly on the lights and do that for a minute or so. You really want to get any air bubbles that are trapped inside on the back side of that tape out. Yeah, that went on really well. Now, we also recommend that you let these lights sit once you've installed them for at least 24 hours. You want to have the adhesive cure into the surface that you've applied them to. One thing that really helps quite a bit is painter's tape. I would place painter's tape all the way down through where you see kind of my hands going over the lights. All right, so I've just laid down the painter's tape that you guys can see, and I'm gonna let this sit for, again, 24 hours. I got to this point with the painter's tape, and I noticed there's actually a preview of the cords through the scupper hole, but I noticed that, and let me show it to you a little bit closer. So I noticed on this strip light, and this isn't uncommon actually, I've now installed these to several kayaks. They're in the R&D process, but you will notice on the strip light that the adhesive releases from this end of the strip light. That's pretty much automatic on all of them. That's also why we include that additional adhesive. So what I want to show you actually is applying the adhesive to this little section here, and then I'm going to tape over it. It's going to sit for 24 hours. We'll look at it when we come back and show you just how well that worked. So go ahead and show that to you now. You don't need a lot, just about that much really for this application. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this cord back out. There we go. All right.
And I'll finish up the rest of this. All right, so go ahead and let that cure for 24 hours and then check your work. All right, guys, change the camera angle slightly here. You'll notice the tape on the sides where we just installed the lights. I'm gonna let those sit for a day before I pull them off, but I can still work on the next step, which is routing the lighting wires. And so the view that you see here is the wires going through the scupper holes on the deck of the Bonafide XTR down through an installed through-haul kit. And in the kit, there are these wire management clips that you see in my hand here. And these are great, actually. I've installed these on several other kayaks to test install the Nocqua Stick and Glow lights, but I actually wanted to try something else. Now, what you see here in the corner, and I can zoom in, this is Auto and Marine rubber weather seal. Just to show you exactly what kind I'm using here. You can pick it up at your local home improvement store. What I really like about it is it actually has adhesive on the back ends, and it has just a larger footprint rather than the complementary clips. Now these again are great. I just wanted to try something else, and I installed it here. So I'm going to go ahead and do it as well on the starboard side. And if you're going to go ahead and do something similar, when you purchase the Auto and Marine rubber weather seal, you have to pull apart. They come in two strips together. You pull them apart. But what I had to do to make this work is I took a knife and I went ahead and sliced open the bottom side. I did not remove the adhesive yet, and I'm going to do that once I encompass the wire on the weather seal. So let me go ahead and show that to you now. One step that you didn't see right now on camera is I also used alcohol prep pads to clean this surface here. You want to clean it well, that way the adhesive on the backs of these strips adheres to it nicely. So I'm going to pull the strips off, try to rotate it a little bit. There we go. So similar to the taping of the lights on the side, I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. All right, so when I come back, we're going to pull the tape off. We're going to check our work, and then I'll show you how I'm going to route the cords to the nav switch and how I'm going to stow the battery as well, the Nocqua Pro Power battery that it's going to be connected to. So stay tuned.
We're back at the warehouse. The next day, we've had the Nocqua Stick and Glow lights taped up overnight. Before we check on them, guys, check out kayakordiemerch.com. We offer hats, tees, hoodies, and more. Here's just a small sampling of some of the awesome hats. We've got a tow flag as well, hoodies, SPF shirts, windbreakers, kayakordiemerch.com. Let's check it out. All right, so let me turn the camera around. Similar view to what we had yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tape off, and let's see how we did. Shoo, that looks good to me. I mean, that's exactly what we were going for. I really like about the lights that they're flexible, so there's a little bit of an angle here, and that stuck really, really well. Very happy with that. Let's check out the piece that we use the extra adhesive. So let me give you a quick close-up of that. Oh yeah, let me zoom in, focus in. Yeah, so you can see that yesterday it was detached and today it's bonded. So that looks really good. Very happy with that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off the rest, and then we'll continue on from where we left off yesterday. All right, starting at the power link plate, you'll recall I integrated a through-haul kit to begin to route the wires for the Stick and Glow lights. Let me bring you back to the XTR hatch. Open that up, and you can see the Stick and Glow cords on the port and starboard side. I chose to actually integrate the switch in the second hatch of the XTR, and so you can see there I used another through-haul kit. I brought the nav switch over through it, and that's where it'll plug into my battery. If you like this install setup, the only thing that you'll need extra on the XTR to bring the cords all the way back to this hatch
are what are called P2 extensions. Nocqua makes them. They're available on their website, nocqua.com, within their lighting section. And it's an accessory that they offer for their P2 lighting system. And they are also compatible with the Nocqua stick and glow nav lights. These are 2 foot long. They also make longer ones should you need to do any longer rigging. But these are great. These are a perfect length. And let me go ahead and show you how the switch works. Here is the nav light switch. It's a simple 1-button operation. You press it once for bright white lights on both sides of the light strips. You press it again, then you're into the red-green mode, the nav mode. And then when you press it again, it turns the system off. If you press it in either the white mode or the red and green mode, and let's hold it down for 3 seconds, it will actually go into a safety SOS mode. So that's the install. Looking forward to taking it out on the water.
So there you go, guys. That is the complete install for the Nocqua stick and glow nav lights onto the Bonafide XTR. I'm gonna continue rigging on this afternoon, but I'll catch you in the next one.
What do we have here?